Yo, what is going on guys? This is Swerve here and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. In today's Jurassic World Evolution video, we are going to be discussing a potential contender for a DLC that could happen very soon. Now again, there's no confirmed information here, there's nothing saying that this is going to happen. However, if we look at what's currently happening with Universal and Frontier, it's hard to make DLCs when you're all working from home. However, the last hope, I assume this is going to be the last hope to show that Jurassic World Evolution definitely has some life to it. The last hope is a potential Camp Cretaceous DLC. If you guys don't know what Camp Cretaceous is, it's essentially a new storyline for the Jurassic franchise where it's going to be a cartoon sort of Netflix series that's going to be appearing very soon. Now this show actually is set to go on Netflix in August this year, so it's very interesting, but they come with new dinosaurs and coincidentally 3 dinosaurs and 2 creatures that have never been added into the Jurassic franchise before. Now where else do we have that? Doctor Who DLC, we had 3 hybrids and 2 dinosaurs, aka 5 creatures. Could we be having 3 dinosaurs and 2, let's say, reptiles in the game? We'll have to wait and see. But again, Camp Cretaceous follows a group of young teenagers who found their way onto Isla Nublar and they are stuck on the other end of the island. They have to fight their way for survival and essentially try and camp out the night and survive from other dinosaurs. Now I'm very excited to watch this as soon as it comes out on Netflix next month, and definitely I'll probably make some videos on it. If you guys want me to make videos on it, do let me know and I'll happily make like reviews for Season 1 Episode 1, Season 1 Episode 2 and more like that. But without any further ado, because I know you guys are here for the dinosaurs, but again, this is the last hope. I believe, personally in my heart, if we do not get a Camp Cretaceous DLC or any sort of DLC in a relative time, I have to personally feel that Jurassic World Evolution may be dead. That's the thing on everyone's mind right now because Frontier and Universal aren't giving us any indication saying that it is. They aren't giving us any indication saying that it's not. We'd rather be told that we're not going to get content than being left in the dark and not telling us anything kind of thing. And I think loads of you guys would agree with that. But dinosaurs, let's get into the video. With Camp Cretaceous hitting our TVs on Netflix sometime in August this year, we're learnt of a new set of dinosaurs coming to the Jurassic franchise that haven't yet been seen. 2 of which are reptiles and are not dinosaurs. Today I'll be breaking down all 5 creatures and 3 dinosaurs that we could see coming to Jurassic World Evolution in late August. As another reminder, this is all pure speculation and logical thinking. In no way is this confirmed information or leaked information. It's just a video for you guys to hold that little bit of hope for the game to release a new DLC shortly. So, firstly, we'll start with the dinosaur that could be added into the game. Our first on the list would be the dinosaur that is basically the Asian twin of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Tarbosaurus. Tarbosaurus will be featuring in Camp Cretaceous, which is very exciting. Personally, I feel like the Tarbosaurus wouldn't add all that much to the game. Yes, it can add a bit more skins and new animation and sounds to the game, but with how similar looking the Tarbosaurus actually is to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, I highly doubt it will add all that much to the game. However, the Tarbosaurus is definitely a fan favourite amongst the majority of the community. I know plenty of people who would much rather see the Tarbosaurus get more love in the Jurassic movies than the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Especially if we were to move into a new era of movies, they could start fresh with a new Tarbosaurus being the big main dinosaur of the new Jurassic franchise after this 6th movie. The Tarbosaurus can be found in the Gobi Desert Formation in Mongolia, which is already in the game, but also found in some areas of China. The Tarbosaurus was a large carnivorous dinosaur that ruled 70 million years ago. Despite it being very similar to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's still a mighty predator to behold and could still be an exciting addition to be added into the game. We've seen that Frontier are used to changing a dinosaur's appearance to not match a similar looking dinosaur. They did this with the Deinonychus and Velociraptor. I know loads of you guys will probably not like the Tarbosaurus with new features, but it may well have to be. But yes, the Tarbosaurus could be one of the 3 dinosaurs being added through the possible Camp Cretaceous DLC pack. Now the Tarbosaurus, I know loads of you guys are probably going to be excited for it. I know loads of you guys are going to be like, oh, it's just the T.rex. Personally, I would love to see it with new features. Obviously, as I said there, seeing new features on the Deinonychus I thought was personally very cool, but I know there's quite a lot of backlash on the Deinonychus' sort of flaps that it has versus to what the Velociraptor looks like, and I highly understand that, but we could be seeing something similar with the Tarbosaurus. We could be seeing a neck flap, we could be seeing, I don't know, bulkiness or something like that, or reduced size, something like that, just to make the Tarbosaurus stand out a little bit more from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Next up, we have Cryolophosaurus. This dinosaur was actually the first dinosaur to ever be discovered in the continent of Antarctica. Cryolophosaurus actually has a minifigure based around Camp Cretaceous that's being released, so this is how we know it's going to be in Camp Cretaceous. It's never before seen in the Jurassic franchise, so do get excited for it. Cryolophosaurus is a genus of large theropod, known from the early Jurassic period of Antarctica. It was about 6.5 meters long and 465 kilograms in weight, making it one of the largest theropods of its time. Cryolophosaurus is one of the earliest meat-eating dinosaurs found so far. It lived in what is now known as Antarctica and had a small curved crest on the top of its head. Now, the Cryolophosaurus is definitely a fan favourite. Not only that, but it will add a brand new dig site to the game, based in Antarctica of all places. Antarctica is very, let's say, vast when it comes to finding dinosaurs, but the fact we actually know there is a dinosaur that was found in Antarctica, it would be incredible to add that into the game, especially for people who have never played with dinosaurs, don't really understand dinosaurs that much, but they hop onto Jurassic World Evolution, purchase this DLC, and then they see that there's a dig site in Antarctica. They have to look it up and read some new information about the Cryolophosaurus. Now hopefully the Cryolophosaurus model does look quite nice. As you can probably see by the images that we've put up on screen, the crest on its forehead is what makes it stand out the most. Not only that, but Cryolophosaurus was around 2.5 meters in height at the hips, that is, and it lived 199.3 million years ago to 182.7 million years ago. So it's a relatively old dinosaur and a medium-sized dinosaur to say the least. So we could be seeing something similar to a Metriacanthosaurus, because we know that Frontier like to reuse animations, reuse models and stuff, so why not use the Metriacanthosaurus model, remodel it so we get the Cryolophosaurus with new animations and new models, for instance. But personally, Cryolophosaurus is definitely one of my fan favourites, and hopefully we get to see it in Jurassic World Evolution. Next up, we also have a dinosaur that is going to be in the other dinosaur game, Path of Titans. This dinosaur, yet again, is a tyrannosaurid and is also a carnivore. So at the moment, this seems like it could be another carnivore pack. However, the Alioramus. The Alioramus is a genus of tyrannosaurid theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period of Asia. Similar to the Allosaurus, they currently have two distinct features and two distinct species compared to others. This species is one of the smallest of the subfamily Tyrannosauridae and was about half the size of the closely related Tyrannosaurus rex. So as you can tell, another Metriacanthosaurus sized dinosaur that could be making a possible appearance into Jurassic World Evolution. Alioramus was a small, graceful and long-snouted carnivore that differs from other Tyrannosaurids, those in the subfamily of the Tyrannosauridae, in its body plan and presumably its ecology habits. Alioramus has a skull that has never been seen in the Tyrannosaurus family before. It had a long, comparatively slender type snout, projecting horns on the midline of the skull, as well as on the cheekbones, blade-like teeth, and many air-filled cavities within the skull. So as you can tell, the skull can definitely make the dinosaur look unique in itself. It's a Tyrannosaurid. It's closely related to the Tyrannosaurus, however the skull is definitely elongated and again has distinct spikes similar to the Ceratosaurus but actual spikes on its nose coming up to its eyes, which is a very, very cool thing if you ask me, and I would love to see it in the game. Again, similar to the Tarbosaurus, two species of the Alioramus have been discovered in both Mongolia. The first Alioramus remotus was discovered by Sergei Kurzanov in 1976 and described a base of a partial skull and an incomplete skeleton. The second and more complete Alioramus altai, however you're inclined, found in 2001 by Julie Clark, a member of a joint team from the American Museum of Natural History and Mongolian Academy of Science. It was named in 2009 with a full description published in 2012. So it's a relatively new dinosaur. It was discovered the same year that I was born. So it was discovered 19 years ago, and it's definitely interesting to say the least. The fact that we have two species of Alioramus. Which species are we going to get? We're probably going to get Altai if it was to be an actual in-game dinosaur because it's the most known one, but either way, it's a very cool dinosaur, and personally, in my personal belief, I would love to see this in the game as well. Now, moving on to things that aren't dinosaurs. Loads of you guys said, are they going to add amphibians? Are they going to add water dinosaurs? I always said no because I felt a bit uncomfortable saying yes because it would just add... The Frontier will have to add loads of things. So in my personal opinion, if we were to get the Camp Cretaceous DLC, I believe it will just be the 3 dinosaurs. However, we did get 3 hybrids and 2 dinosaurs in the Doctor Wu pack, so possibly we could be seeing the 3 dinosaurs and 2 reptiles in this pack, but they're going to have to add quite a lot more to increase the habitat liking for these reptiles. But the first reptile on our list, the Postosuchus. Now, the Postosuchus is definitely a weird reptile to say the least, and it did live in the Triassic time, so that would increase the roster for Triassic creatures in Jurassic World Evolution. It was a weird looking animal. I'm going to say dinosaur eventually, so do forgive me, but it was a weird looking animal, as it was basically a crocodile on steroids. It was a big crocodile that walked on all fours, but the hind legs were actually a little bit longer than the front legs, so it could possibly make sense that it may have walked on all 2, but we're fairly certain that it should have walked on 4. It is the top predator of the Triassic period, up to 6 meters long and 2 meters high. The main diet of the Postosuchus consisted of Dicynodonts, which were actually really small reptiles as well, and other animals smaller than itself. Postosuchus were fiercely territorial and ready to fight to the death if any of another member of their own species ventured into their territory. A merciless ambush predator, Postosuchus was the large carnivore of its time. It was a distant cousin of the dinosaurs, evolved from the same reptilian ancestors. They were easily fast enough to keep pace with a herd of Placerius. Heavily built with an armoured back, they needed a huge amount of food and therefore had to defend a very large territory. The only creatures they usually feared were other members of their species. So as you can tell, the Postosuchus could be a very cool addition. Now I believe there are actually 2 species of the Postosuchus, but nevertheless seeing a Postosuchus in the game would be really cool. I don't doubt that there's probably a mod out there that will add the Postosuchus, but for the sake of people playing on consoles, I know loads of you would want to have the Postosuchus in the game, because the only creature that we have that is not a dinosaur is the Pteranodon for you guys on consoles. So it would be really nice to have the Postosuchus and our next creature, the Sarcosuchus. So when I was discussing the Postosuchus as a walking crocodile, this Sarcosuchus is basically an ancient crocodile. Sarcosuchus is an extinct genus of crocodiliform and distant relative of the living crocodilians that lived during the early Cretaceous time. It lived in Africa and South America, and definitely alongside with dinosaurs. Now, a really cool fact that I found out about the Sarcosuchus is the fact they didn't stop growing throughout their lifespan. Unlike modern crocodiles, which attain their full adult size in 10 years, Sarcosuchus seems to have kept growing and growing at a steady rate throughout its lifetime. Paleontologists can determine this by examining bone cross-sections from various fossilized specimens. As a result, the largest, most superannuated supercrocs reach lengths up to 40 feet from head to tail, compared to the 25 feet maximum for the biggest crocodile alive today, the saltwater crocodile. Now, when we look at it, I personally think of it's a gharial. It looks like a gharial to me. But honestly, the Sarcosuchus was definitely a dinosaur. I'm going to say dinosaur because it's just old. But it's definitely a dinosaur that you definitely would have feared back in the Cretaceous time. Although it's unlikely that Sarcosuchus deliberately hunted dinosaurs for lunch, there's no reason it had to tolerate other predators that competed with it for limited food resources. A full-grown supercroc would have been more than capable of breaking the neck of a large theropod, such as the Spinosaurus, the largest meat-eating dinosaur that has ever lived. While it's an undocumented encounter, it's an interesting one to think about. A Spinosaurus versus a Sarcosuchus. Definitely, as soon as I read that it was from Cretaceous and Africa, I would have loved to have seen a Spinosaurus take on a Sarcosuchus all at the same time. They are both large snouted animals, and it would have been interesting to see how it happened, because now we know the Spinosaurus actually swam in water and probably spent loads of its life in water. Maybe Sarcosuchus versus Spinosaurus actually happened. None of this debate whether T.rex or Spinosaurus happened, because they didn't live at the same time. The new debate is Sarcosuchus versus Spinosaurus. They lived at the same time. But that is all that I have got written for you guys today. Now, if you are with me on having Apostasuchus and Sarcosuchus in the game, do let me know in the comment section down below. As personally, I'm against having non-dinosaurs in the game, but I would still love these two additions. But the other three dinosaurs, Alioramus, Tarbosaurus and Cryolophosaurus, definitely deserve some love, and hopefully Frontier doesn't let their game die just yet. Hopefully we get this Camp Cretaceous DLC when Camp Cretaceous releases in Netlfix in August. Loads of people have been saying on the subreddit saying, oh, could we get a Camp Cretaceous DLC? And the answer is, I don't know. We can only hope. We can only hope that Frontier don't let the game die out without telling us anything. If they were to say, welcome to our last ever DLC, the Camp Cretaceous DLC, we are proud to present the Cryolophosaurus, Tarbosaurus and Alioramus in our dinosaur pack for Camp Cretaceous. Then we would understand that this is the last DLC ever, and we can relax. We don't have to be so stressed whether if we are going to get a DLC, are we not going to get a DLC, and we can just chill, relax, and find things are going to be okay. But in the meantime, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. Remember, none of this was confirmed information. It's just another speculation video for you guys to enjoy. And hopefully this does happen. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below of what you'd like to have added into the game, or what I have missed possibly from Camp Cretaceous. But in the meantime, if you are new around here, do smash that subscribe button. And I hope you all stay safe out there, and I'll catch you all in the next video. I love you all. Bye bye.